So everyone's talking about AI, right? The race is on. But there's this huge gap between a cool pilot project and actually scaling AI across an entire business. That's the hard part. So what's the secret? Well, we've gone and distilled the key lessons from a major World Economic Forum panel to figure out how the big players are finally starting to crack the code.
I want to start with the same exact question a moderator asked a room packed with CEOs. Has your company launched an AI pilot program? I'm going to bet that for most of you listening, the answer is a pretty confident yes.
But here's the kicker, the really crucial follow-up question. How many of those pilots have actually been scaled? And wow, just look at this slide. This shows the stark reality. The number of companies launching pilots, it's massive. But the number that are successfully weaving AI into the very fabric of their business, well, it's tiny. Let's dig into what we can learn from the few who are getting this right.
We're going to start in healthcare. This is an industry where the need for AI is, frankly, urgent. And it's because of a really simple, really human problem. There just aren't enough people to care for all the patients.
The core idea here, and this comes from companies like Royal Philips, isn't what you might think. It's not about cutting costs by replacing doctors and nurses. No, it's about augmenting them. It's about giving them their time back by freeing them from all that administrative sludge so they can focus completely on the patient.
And this is how it's actually happening on the ground. AI is helping read medical images faster, it's supporting really complex decisions, and it's even automating paperwork. I mean, just imagine a doctor using ambient listening tech that automatically transcribes their entire conversation with a patient. It just creates the notes, ready to be signed off instantly. It's a game changer.
And the impact of this? It's staggering. For every single hour a nurse works, an AI assistant can literally eliminate 10 to 15 minutes of administrative tasks. Now, that might not sound like a lot, but that is time given directly back to patient care. That right there is the true value of AI in healthcare.
Okay, let's switch gears. From healthcare, we're jumping over to commerce, where AI is getting ready to kick off the next great wave of digital shopping. And the engine behind this whole revolution? AI agents.
So what in the world is agentic commerce? Well, to put it simply, you're not just searching with AI anymore. You're actually empowering a personal AI agent to go out, find what you need, and even buy it for you. It's basically the ultimate personal shopper, but supercharged.
This whole thing is happening in about 3 stages. Last year, that was mostly about discovery. Using AI like a really smart search engine. Right now, we're moving into stage 2, native buying, right on the AI platforms. But the real revolution, the thing that changes everything, is stage 3, empowering those agents to act for us.
But wait a minute. For you to actually hand over your digital wallet to an algorithm, there is one absolutely critical ingredient: trust. Consumers have to trust their agents, merchants have to trust the agents are legit, and the banks need to trust the whole transaction is authorized. It's a whole chain of trust. So a company like Visa is tackling this head-on, and their strategy is built on these 3 pillars. First, AI-ready cards that let you, the user, set the spending rules. Second, a protocol that proves to the merchant that the AI agent is the real deal. And third, deep personalization, so the agent actually gets you and your needs.
Okay, so we've gone from the micro level of your personal shopping cart to the macro level of global energy. And this is where we see the absolutely mind-boggling financial return you can get when AI is scaled with incredible discipline.
$6 billion. Just let that sink in for a second. That is the technology realized value Aramco generated in a single year. And get this, over half of that came directly from AI. So the billion-dollar question, or I guess the $6 billion question is, how on earth did they do it?
Their success is kind of like a complex machine, and it's built from 4 key parts. As you can see here, it all starts with an unbelievable foundation, 90 years of high-quality data. That data is then used by 6,000 of their own subject matter experts. We're talking engineers and geologists here, not just data scientists, who are all trained to find the best use cases. This all feeds into a system built on extreme discipline, with a clear pipeline that takes an idea all the way to deployment and delivers that massive financial return.
And this quote from their CEO, Amin Nasser, just nails the heart of their success. It wasn't the IT department pushing shiny new tech. The demand was pulled from the business units themselves. They were involved from day one, which made sure every single project solved a real-world problem.
So across healthcare, commerce, and energy, we've seen what they're doing. Now let's talk about the how. Let's synthesize all these lessons into a single blueprint for scaling AI.
something that could work in any organization.
This framework from Accenture really lays it out. It's a 4-part plan. It all starts with the foundation, having the right tech stack and clean data. Then, on top of that, you build a new operating model that embeds AI right into your core processes. And this is crucial. You need the discipline to measure the financial value it creates. You have to see it on your P&L. And all of this has to be aimed at a clear target. Your organizations must win battles.
And if this whole framework seems a little daunting, well, consider this staggering fact. Across the entire globe, over 90% of the foundational data work needed to unlock AI's true potential hasn't even been done yet. We are truly at the very, very beginning of this transformation.
And this brings us to what might be the single biggest lesson of all. As Accenture's CEO Julie Sweet says, scaling AI isn't fundamentally a technology problem. It's a trust problem. And you simply can't have trust without understanding.
So, the biggest barrier? It's people. It's about having the talent that can build and deploy these systems. But even more importantly, it's about having leaders who truly get the technology, both its potential and its limitations.
The CEO of Royal Philips put it perfectly. He said you have to spend at least as much time on the adoption as you do on the technology itself. Because think about it, if people don't use it or they don't know how to fit it into their workflow, the best algorithm in the world is totally useless.
And you know, at Visa, they experienced this firsthand. They said their big breakthrough moment only happened after their top 300 leaders went through 2 full days of hands-on training. Once the leaders understood it, then they could lead their teams. That was the unlock.
Which all points to this really powerful final idea. We need to completely reframe the conversation. This isn't about putting humans in the loop of some machine. It's about putting AI in the hands of humans who remain firmly in the lead, using this incredible new tool to innovate and create.
So I'll leave you with this. For just a moment, forget all the hype. Instead of chasing 100 different AI applications, ask yourself this. What is our organization's single, must-win battle? The one core challenge where AI can make the absolute biggest difference. Because that's where you start to scale.